It's like Christmas, but with stuff that goes in you.
Okay, Mr. Freaky. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Taste of Reality. My name is Queenie, for those who don't know me, reviewing Married at First Sight Australia Season 9, Episode 10. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell. You know what? This episode wasn't too bad. I feel like we made some breakthroughs, and some people are just reaching for excuses. So let's get into it. Can I help you?
Okay.
Can you go sit down?
Okay.
Thank you. So we're going to start with the least problematic couple, and that is Olivia and Jackson. They are tasked to hug for a while, and she reveals that physical intimacy wasn't something that she's used to in her past relationships.
Now that I'm here in this really, really beautiful relationship, with all the little kisses and gestures, or that sort of physical affection that he gives me, I didn't realize how good it can feel.
I'm glad that she's with a person that she feels secure and safe enough to be able to be that vulnerable, like literally naked in front of him this often. Yeah. Y'all already know how I feel about them, so we're just gonna move on. Holly and Andrew are up next, and Holly is feeling blindsided by Andrew's decision to write leave and then cross it out and say stay. And he is saying the reason why he did that is because he has a fear of rejection.
I decided to stay because Holly deserves me to not quit on her. The reason my past relationships haven't worked is because of me. And yeah, I'm coming to some pretty sobering realizations.
You don't say. It surprises absolutely nobody that you have been the reason why your past relationships had failed. It surprises none of us at all. Andrew calls Anthony for advice, and he's having the realization that he's been an absolute dickhead.
Dude, man, to be honest with you, I'm saying this as a friend.
Yeah.
It was brutal. There was a line there with you where you said, you know, you want to be brutally honest with her. Like, you can be honest without being brutal. And I feel like a few times you sort of crossed that line from being brutal and honest.
Honestly, if I was a man and I was not being the best husband, I would call Anthony too. Anthony, regardless of his situation, is still probably the most noble person. He's really tied with Jackson. But yeah, he's one of the most noble people on this show. So I'm glad that Anthony was able to get it into Andrew's head that, hey, you need to get it together. And so because of that, he sends a remorseful text message to Holly. And I believe that it was genuine. There's a caveat to that statement though. I don't buy their relationship. I still feel like they are producer plants. I still feel like they're actors. There's just so many volatile ups and downs in their relationship that I don't know. But if it's real, I believe that the apology was genuine because it was him admitting faults and not casting blame on Holly, which is how you're supposed to apologize. You're finished? Oh, good job. So after that, they decide to have a conversation. And he lets her know that, yeah, my reasons for pushing you away was because I have a fear of rejection.
I felt alone and isolated, even though you were there. I checked out, and all I did was look for reasons not to like you. I tried to push you away over and over again because of my own fears, and no matter what you said or did, that wall didn't budge, it only grew bigger.
So we were right. We were right in believing that he was saying things purposely to turn Holly off of him. The 300 and whatever partners, the pulling away from her when she confessed, so many things were just like, are you looking for problems? Like, are you wanting to make her not like you? And he basically confessed to that. At the beginning of this conversation, she did say she's willing to work on things, but her guard is up. Rightfully so. And they both decided to engage in intimacy week. You know, when toddlers are quiet, something wrong is going on. They agreed to engage in intimacy week, but in separate apartments. Up next is Cody and Selina. Selina has forgiven Cody, but she's having a hard time forgetting. Controversial, maybe not. Forgiveness comes with forgetting. The whole point of forgiveness is to wipe the slate clean. So when people say, I forgive, but I don't forget, you didn't forgive. But anyways, he is not expressive with her, and his actions are... like, to him, he thinks they align, but they don't, you know? So she's basically saying, words only mean so much. I need you to put some action behind it. Actually show me that you desire me. Show me that, you know, I'm attractive to you. And don't just say it, because just saying it is performative. Alessandra visits them before they engage in intimacy week, just to make sure that things are okay and that the hurt feelings are addressed before they go into intimacy week.
The question is, can you both get past it? And can that actually be something that helps maybe open a communication line that's deeper, stronger, more real, more considerate, more understanding of the other's experience?
Yeah.
But I know that it's really putting yourself out there, because it means also being vulnerable to being hurt that way again.
The reality of love is that love is a risk. Everybody says it not because it's a cliche phrase to say, but because it's true. And in order to engage in love fully, in order to experience it to its fullest potential, you have to open yourself to the potential of being hurt and disappointed. So I'm hoping that Selina really allows Cody in, because he seems like a good dude. He's already remorseful about the things that he said and how he said them. And I think he's really gonna try to make things better. So in an attempt to kind of let her guard down, she shows him a bit of how she is in her real life. And he's like, I kind of like this.
You're gonna go to like the next dinner party and all the boys will be so jealous.
I know.
Like, oh my God, bro, you have such a sick ass wife.
Fair, it was actually a bit of a turn on to see her sort of take control of the situation like that. It's good to see, like, that side of Selina. It's what she does and she's passionate about it. So watching her in her element, it was nice.
Hopefully the spark between them continues to burn. It comes to a fire and it consumes them, okay? I need the love to consume them, because I actually see potential with these two. It seems like this is the only barrier that we need to work through. I haven't seen them discuss any other problems like fundamental beliefs, like life plans. It's just the attraction thing. So y'all, work it out. Tamara and Brent are next. And Brent, I love Brent. I do. But I'm not understanding this conflict that they're having, okay? So Brent says he's shocked that the woman that he met at the wedding is still the woman that she is, because he thought he was starting to understand her, and clearly that's not the case. I need somebody in the comments to break down to me what this fight was about, because she's saying that he slandered her at the commitment ceremony. He's saying he would never let a woman talk to him the way that she spoke to him that day. And I'm like, was it that bad?
You want to look after someone, and because I don't need to be looked after.
I don't want to look after you. I don't need to baby anyone. What do I look like? Some sort of father figure?
No, you don't.
Get over yourself. You're upset because you look a certain way and you can't stand it. That's your problem, not mine.
To me, I feel like the reason why he did get riled up about it was because he's feeling insecure about, you know, where he once was and now where he is. And the fact that she has that idea, it's like, if COVID never happened, would she act like this to me? Or if I'm back in, you know, the field that I work in, are things gonna change? Is she now gonna all of a sudden feel more attracted to me just because of my socioeconomic status? Like, I think he's projecting. But then also with Tamara, she has to be careful with her words. I understand the rationale behind her thinking, but the way that she's phrasing it would make anybody feel insufficient as a partner, you know? Like, I could be the most perfect person, but if I don't work in a field that you approve of, then I'm not worthy of your love. You know what I mean? Don't quite understand the conflict here. I think they're just not understanding how to communicate with each other. And once they work through that, maybe they could get on a better page. Who knows? Anthony and Selin, for once, only have a short section in my notes. So they were challenged to move in together. And although Anthony is keen, Selina's not. Selin Sorry, Selin is not.
So at the moment, my luggage is just all over the place and I have no intention to move it. Heck, stay like that.
What I need is one of her exes, probably the most recent one, to come on the show, like a reunion or like one of the reviewers' channels, I mean, maybe mine, who knows, and explain how she is in relationships, because her pettiness, her unrelenting nature is too much. Who's trying to deal with this? And I'm not the kind of person who thinks that anybody deserves to be cheated on, and we are not even sure if it was cheating. She just said it was the biggest betrayal. But I wouldn't put it past her to be the person to push someone to do such a thing. You know? I feel like his choice to betray her, whatever the betrayal was, came because of her behavior. I don't know. I could be reaching. I don't know. But yeah, Selin, it's not cute to be petty like this. It's not cute to hold grudges. It's not cute to just be rude for no reason. Maybe she's going to get over it because it seems like in the next episode, things are getting better. But yeah. No. Dominica and Jack are next, and the intimacy box arrives, and it exposes the huge gaps that these two have in intimacy. I mean, they already knew, but now it's like in their face.
To me, at the moment, the sex has been a little bit like a chore. I don't feel from you that you really want to be doing it with me.
When I start feeling like there's like expectations, I should be doing this, and it's not like you're saying that, it's how it sort of comes across.
Please don't say that I'm saying you should be doing it.
Okay, yeah. No, fair enough.
Like, I want you to
do
want
those
me,
things.
and I want you to me. Like, it's not that hard.
She says that in her past relationship, intimacy was the lack thereof was the reason why the relationship went to the pits. And I'm here like, okay, girl, do you want like an Andrew or something? Because every waking moment, if he wants to rip your clothes off, wouldn't that also be a problem for you? Wouldn't you think like, damn, doesn't he like me for more than just my body? But the man does sexually desire you. It's just not at the level that you want or that you are, and give it time. It's only been 2 weeks. You know what I mean? I don't know if any of you guys watched the show Sex Life on Netflix. If you are kind of prudish, that's not the show for you. Okay. But there was a woman there who was with the love of her life, but she was stuck on an ex-partner because he fulfilled her sexually, while the love of her life filled her in all the other ways, on top of them having a good sex life. It just wasn't to the level that she was used to having with her ex. So she would constantly compare sex to that person. Okay, sex between her husband to that person, but wouldn't give her husband credit for all the other things that he fulfilled in their marriage. And I feel like that's what Dominica is doing. He's a great partner for you, like all the other things align. And it's not like he's saying, I don't want to have sex with you. His sexual desires are just less. He's a lower desire person and she's a higher desire person. If she can't find herself like in the middle, find a way to meet each other in the middle, she's gonna be divorced again. That's, girl, work it out. They are later having a conversation. I think it was on the balcony or something. And she was basically saying that the fact that he doesn't want to rip her clothes off makes her feel like she's unattracted to him. And he's like, what?
Do you actually find me attractive?
Oh, no. Like, without a doubt, I think you are drop dead gorgeous. And I told you, like, looks-wise, you are by far the most beautiful person here. And you're well aware that I think that.
Okay, well, I don't feel like that. I don't feel sexy.
I feel like we're clashing personalities a lot of the time.
My only question for Dominica is the rest enough? Is the rest enough? Okay, good job. Is the rest enough to carry the relationship? Because Dominica, You're crying about the 20% and you're losing out on the 80. Mitch and Ella weren't really touched on in this episode, so we're gonna move on to Samantha and Al. All right, Samantha is getting on my nerves. She has an epiphany that she may be micromanaging Al because in her last relationship, when she was cheated on, she felt like, you know, how could somebody that you love do that to you when you do all the right things? So I guess she's trying to over control Al because in the past, something happened to her that she couldn't control.
So I do have crap ability to trust, but at the end of the day, I really need to remind myself with Al, he's not my ex. Like maybe I'm like sabotaging myself.
Realistically, baby, if somebody wants to cheat, they're going to cheat. Regardless of how close of an eye you keep on them, they are going to cheat. Allow the man to be the man in the way that he wants to be the man in your relationship. If he was gonna cheat, he was gonna do it even if you were the best woman. So their first intimacy task is to stare deeply into each other's eyes. And I guess they had a breakthrough. I don't even know if I can call it a breakthrough because she quickly did a turnaround, but we're gonna talk about that after I show you this clip.
I said to you, you have kind eyes. Remember?
Yeah, what does that mean?
I think it just means you're like a nice person.
Hearing that from Sam, it made me feel so good.
Like I just want him to like kiss me.
I keep staring at you still.
Stop.
They're later visited by Alessandra, who is a clinical sexologist, and her presence allows Sam to open up about wanting to be touched by Al. And she's like, I want that physical intimacy. Like, that's how I feel loved. And he's like, I didn't know that. Like, how was I supposed to know?
Oh, yeah. I love that. Like I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, like knee touch.
Yeah.
Like, is that natural? Like, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
When she said that I'd love more physical touch from me, I can't believe it. I didn't pick up on it.
It's a matter of simply of, again, being comfortable with touching to generate closeness, which hasn't happened. And I believe that she's giving you a very direct signal, which is saying, I need to be touched more. They couldn't get any clearer than that.
It amazes me how as people we get in our own way because it is clear to her and to us that she is hard to read. Yet she is confused why Al is missing her signs, isn't able to pick up on her cues. And I'm like, you already said you were hard to read. How is he supposed to read a closed book? So fast forward to, I don't know if it was that night or another night, she's recounting a situation to the cameras where she kissed him goodnight and she expected him to follow her, but he didn't, and she was upset about it.
I'm afraid to take the leap of faith and do things because I'm afraid to get rejected by you.
Yeah, well, you need to step up.
Maybe I'm just bad at reading girls, but I thought I was doing enough. And yeah, that conversation was a light bulb moment. I felt like, okay, I get it now. I totally understand everything that you've said, and there's like a load of stuff I need to work on for sure.
She was saying she feels neglected and rejected by him not acknowledging her advances. And I'm like, again, I say, I'm pretty sure I was talking about this show. You cannot be mad at a man for telling him not to do something and then he doesn't do it. That's how criminals are made. You said we're not there yet. Oh, you're pushing your luck, trying to kiss me or whatever. So that's the mindset that he's in. And now you're saying, oh, why isn't he being more proactive? Why isn't he? You have to let him know that things have changed. You have to show more initiative because you were quick to shut it down. So they get a task. They get a task to make out or whatever. And she's feeling like she doesn't want to do it because every time he gets physical with her, it's prompted by the experts.
To be honest, when I saw the task, I was glad the task came up. I was like, okay, here's my chance to take the lead.
But like, why do you have to wait for a piece of paper?
I feel like you're stubborn and you don't like being told what to do.
Honestly, if you were like, I want to kiss you, I 100% would have said yes. But it's like you have to wait for a letter. Like, you say you like me, you don't touch me.
I feel like he waits for an expert prompt because when he's tried on his own, she's proven to recoil. So every time the experts are around, she has a breakthrough. She had a breakthrough at the commitment ceremony. She had a breakthrough with the first exercise. She had a breakthrough when Alessandro was there. You know what I mean? So I think in Al's mind, he's like, well, I don't want to push a boundary, but I know that you take the expert's word like as bond. So when they say something, then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go in because I know she's invested. I get where he's coming from. I do. And my mindset about the two of them is switching. I'm more on Al's side now because he's trying. He's really trying. And Samantha, I feel like, is looking for problems that just aren't there. Luckily, they were able to mend fences, but I'm going to need to see more from Samantha. I do. I need you to affirm him in his efforts and to be open. You can't read a closed book. Damn. As always, you guys, like, comment, share, and subscribe. You know the drill. And I'll see you guys in the next one.